Okay, thanks everybody for popping on the call, whether you're listening to the recording or this live. Tonight's call is going to be on going for no, and I guess I can stop share for a little bit here. It's really important that when you're wanting to grow your business and help more people, it requires you to reach out to more people. I think that a common misconception is when you see coaches that have like 10 new challengers that month or 20 or even 5, that you might think they only reached out to maybe 5 people or 10 people or 15 people, when really it's reaching out to way more than that. Usually it takes quite a few times of reaching out for somebody to join you because you don't know if it's their time to be ready. You know, speaking from personal experience, I know that it took me a while to want to join a group and be interested in this, and I'm sure it was the same for each of you. It took time to think about it. It wasn't like an immediate, yes, I'm going to join. And when you do have people that want to join and they're ready to make a change, it's really exciting when it's right away. But I think it's so important to know that the more people you reach out to, the more people you can help. And so that's why we're going to do a Go for No challenge. This actually was shared with Janelle Summers, and she's doing it with her team, and I thought it'd be awesome to do with our team. And there's going to be prizes for people that participate, and it's basically just reaching out to people and inviting them to a challenge or inviting them to the coaching opportunity, anything that you really decide. So your business is going to progress faster the more people that you reach out to. That's just the way that it works. The people that are really successful in this business, I can guarantee that it's because they reached out to more people. So when you're reaching out, you want to make sure that you have a solid system for doing that. And so what we're going to use is this tracking system. And if you already have a tracking system in place, I think that's awesome. Use it. But where's my screen share? But we're going to use this form for the group because that's how we're going to track it and how we're going to track who's going to win the prize for the month. So this is basically just, I think it's actually 49 no's. The goal is for everyone to reach out to 49, oops, I missed a spot, I'll fix that, 49 or 50 people in the month of June. And I know that sometimes that sounds like I don't even know that many people, but I can guarantee that you do. And each time that you fill in a line where somebody says no, you're going to write their name in there and then share a snapshot of that in the Facebook group that we have. Obviously, the goal is to get people to join, but that's why down here there's these 5 yeses. So you'll find that by reaching out to this many people, most likely you're going to have at least 5 or more yeses for the month. So one thing, like when you're reaching out to people, know that that doesn't mean that everyone is going to join you, or they may never join you. But if you're coming with a genuine heart and actually caring about people, you're going to build a relationship and a friendship at the same time. So don't go into it thinking, I just want to sell a challenge pack. I just want to earn Success Club points, because that's the wrong way to look at it, and that's just not what we're about. The goal is to help more people. Obviously, you guys are coaches because whatever your experience was, it was good, right? And maybe it's changed your mindset, and maybe you're more confident. Maybe you feel better about yourself. Maybe you're still on your journey and you are having an awesome time. You're struggling with things, but you know that it's going to progress you farther. And that's the things that we want to share with people. So sometimes when we do these challenges, it can make you feel like, oh, I don't know if that's like what I want to do, or I don't want to approach people like that. But that's not what it's about. So make sure when you're reaching out to people, your ultimate goal isn't necessarily to have them join a group. It's to get to know them and to see if there's any way that you can help them, but genuinely just building a relationship with people. And when people say no, you don't want to say, okay, and then never talk to them again, or maybe you take it personally. That's what I did when I first started coaching. I was like, oh, they don't want to join me. Maybe I'm not good at this, or maybe I don't have what it takes. And I can promise you, I heard a lot of no's. I've probably told this story before, but I did my first, it was a free group, free. And I reached out to people and everybody said no. It was the first thing I ever did. And I don't know if anybody's had that same experience, because other coaches that have come on the team, they've never had that. And I quit coaching for probably 7 or 8 months. Oh, no. That one, because all those people said no from that one challenge group. And
oh my God, I hope you didn't ask me.
No, I didn't. I didn't.
No,
I didn't. But it was you can't let it impact you. It's just not the right time for everybody. There's a certain point in everybody's life when they're ready to do something. And it may not be that they need to lose weight. It may just be that they want to somehow change their life in another way. So you have to know that going in. So I don't know if you've read the book. I could go grab it, but I'm not going to. It's called Go for No. Awesome. I read it in maybe an hour and a half. Super easy. Some people don't like it. They say it's cheesy. I really liked it. And it made me approach conversations more as that I'm actually expecting people to say no right away. Because if it's awesome when they say yes, but if they say no, that means they maybe need more information. They maybe just need more time. It really just means not right now. So never cross someone off your list. So that's why these sheets are awesome, is that you're going to be able to go through this list. And then if you do another one the next month, you can flip back. And the key to a successful coach is the follow-up, because a majority of the people say, no, I'm not ready right now, or this just isn't a good time, or they don't respond. So the key is the follow-up. So I want to share with you, some of this was from Janelle, and then I added a little bit more to it. Okay. I should probably just share one document so it doesn't look as crazy. Okay. So I'm going to post this within the group, but these are just sample ways to invite people. It's super simple. I prefer, when possible, to have had a conversation with somebody non-Beachbody related previously, but that's not always necessary. And you'll read these through these sample scripts. And don't necessarily copy and paste, but use this to make it your own thing. And then send these out to people. You can send them via Facebook, via email, really anything, text message. But the key here is to actually invite, to actually do it. And this is the thing for me that I have to eat that frog. If you've read that book, it's do the thing that you don't want to do the most first. And I don't know why I don't want to do this. I think it's because I get scared people are going to say no, which I know they're going to say no, but it's sending out these invites. So these are samples that you can use. They're right here. So it's super easy, right? So you can read through these. I'll post those. Here's a sample, even if they said no to you. And another thing might be, is this something you'd be interested in the future? I'll add that in later. And then if they said yes, I put a link to how you can respond after that. And that's just kind of what I use as a sample for my script. But I didn't want to add all this copy in here because then I think it gets really confusing. So this is how you would invite to a challenge group. It's basically just saying you came to mind and inviting them. Something I like to do is to be real with them and be fun and normal. So usually I like to work with people that I think are cool. You know, like they like things that I like style, fashion, like good books. They love dogs. So I always put in like something that I connect with them on, like, hey, by the way, I love the dress you're in on your profile picture. You got to tell me where that's from, you know, or something along those lines, because that's just real, you know, like that's a genuine thing. And you're going to intrigue them to respond to you, whether or not they say yes or no. You know, it's always no pressure. So, and then here's a few samples for coaching. As you know, like long term, if you're really wanting to build a business, the most important thing to do is to build a team. So if you're not sending out invites to join our team, you're going to have a hard time progressing, and you're always going to be doing sales, which is like, it's not sales, but technically you're actually earning off of commission. And that's just like not as much fun as like building a team, and we all are like wanting to live a healthy lifestyle together. It's more of like the full circle of what Beachbody is like long-term healthy lifestyle. So just, you know, if you're wanting to build a business, make sure that you're also inviting to the coaching opportunity. And you'll notice at the bottom of our Go for No sheet, let me show you. In this yes area, there's, you know, circle whether it was a coach or as a challenge. And even if they're signing up to be a coach for the discount. Okay, now I'll go back. So here's a few different ways to invite. I'll let you read through those. The key is like actually doing it. Okay, and then sample follow-up scripts. So I mentioned before, and these came from Janelle, but they're awesome, you guys. The key to a successful coach is following up, because most people do say no, or they're busy. So like I said before, don't take it personally when somebody doesn't respond to your message. I used to, and the thing is people are busy. Like whether they're moms or they're working full-time jobs, they may have gotten your message when it just wasn't a good time to respond. And the last thing, like most of us, you put other people first. Like I feel like sometimes I put other people first, like my husband and my dogs. You know, I used to do all of that. So the last thing that I would ever check would be something that would be to improve my life. You know, that's now changed, but a lot of women are coming from that same area. Like they're busy. So don't take it personally. The key is to follow up with them. And just, you know, mention that wanted to make sure that you saw this. I know that sometimes I get messages when I'm doing something super busy. I'm super busy, and then forget to follow up. So I wanted to check in. So that's a great way to follow up with people when they don't respond. Then here is kind of the process of following up. So you're going to say, hey, Sarah, how are you? I wanted to follow up with you about, so you're going to list something that they mentioned to you before, whether it was they were struggling to lose weight, maybe they were interested in your upcoming challenge, maybe they were interested in coaching, so you list that there. And then we talked about, whether it was last month, maybe it was last year, maybe it was last week, and then fill that spot in. I have a June challenge group coming up. The deadline to commit is, and you put in the date, so that'd be June 20th, and I'd be kicking myself if I didn't follow up with you if you were still possibly interested. Do you think you'd be ready to give it a shot? No pressure, of course. I always like to include that no pressure, of course, because it just lightens the mood a little bit, and they're more likely to respond, especially if they're not interested. It just makes them feel more comfortable. And when people feel comfortable, they're more likely to want to work with you. So that no pressure is key, because you never want to come across as like pushy. And then, so by the way, how's your family, your work? just say something personal in there. And then if they haven't responded within 48 hours, hey, Sarah, oh my goodness, I hope you don't think I'm being so annoying. Like how I love that line because it's like so true. Like you don't want to come across as annoying. And that'd be something that I would totally say to somebody. But I didn't hear back from you. And I know I get personally messaged multiple times and can't reply. So that's similar to what I mentioned before. Are you still interested in possibly doing this? And then something personal. And then there's one more follow-up. So this would be the last follow-up if you haven't heard back. Oh, sorry, I forgot to mention it's a private group and it's fun, no pressure. We all mess up. It's just more that one final follow-up. So it's pretty simple to do. And I encourage you to follow up. I can't tell you how many times I have, hey, Symbol, I didn't see you pop on. I haven't, there's so many times when like even a year has passed and then somebody joins a challenge. Or Jen. I mean, Jen is like a perfect example, and she's shared that, willingly with the group before, but I just stayed in touch with her because I thought she would be an awesome coach.
For years.
What?
For a couple years. You were very good.
And now she loves it. It wasn't the right time. But if I wouldn't have ever like followed up,
yeah. Never would be here.
So it's so important to do those things. Let me see if I had any other notes. Oh, so this is really important to know. Research has shown that people are more willing or likely to join you after 4 to 5 invitations. So that first invite, they might have said no. Second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh are usually the charm. It's so fun when it's not the 5th, 6th, or 7th, and that happens. Don't get me wrong. But don't take it personally when people say no. That's like a good thing. And that's just not right now. And your yeses are going to come from those follow-ups. Majority of your yeses are going to come from the follow-ups. And even checking back in with people who have done a challenge with you in the past. A lot of people go through a challenge group. And this probably doesn't qualify into like the new category, but I think it's still so important as our role as coaches is to continue to help people, right? It's not just about new people. You have to make sure that you are genuine about helping people get results. Otherwise, you won't be successful. And so that means consistently being there for the people that trusted you in the first place. So checking back in with someone who maybe has kind of went missing after a few months or weeks even, and just seeing how they're doing, right? They may need to get into a challenge group again. A lot of people finish a challenge group and they think, I can do this on my own, like I'm doing awesome. And then it ends, and like they lost that accountability and it just goes down from there. And that's why I love coaching. And I know one reason why Sindel continued or decided to coach was to keep that accountability going. And so that's another awesome reason to become a coach is for that lifestyle accountability, whether or not you actually want to coach people or not. So make sure you're following up with people that you've helped in the past too. Does anybody have any questions? So I'll ask questions and then I keep talking. So we're going to open up a Facebook group. Even if it's just me and one other person, I want to do this because I need the accountability and I love these challenges because they hold me accountable. So we'll have the Go for No sheet. You'll share a snapshot each line that you fill out, and then there'll be prizes in it. So for the people that participate, and then for the winner or the person, we'll do a drawing for everybody who gets 50 no's and then yeses, hopefully, right?
Right.
Is there any questions?
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Newbie, obviously. So today was our last day of school, and that's a whole big part of my connection is the school. So I hate to not get something out there before all the teachers leave, which will be most likely Thursday. A lot of them take off to leave. So I haven't done any of the inviting before. I'm not really sure how to approach it. What would you recommend for that?
Well, I know personally, like you're probably not as connected with them on Facebook, right?
Right.
Okay. So I would you may want to, depending on what your communication is like, you could do an email to them, or if you feel comfortable, see, I'm more of an introvert and I have a really hard time like asking people face to face. And that's just, I'm being honest. Like I can like talk like this, but like face to face is really hard. You can send the email, or if you feel really comfortable, invite them in person. And then if you have, or text them, like if you have that way you can at least get their contact information if you don't have it for summer, if they're interested.
Okay.
And then, or you could, do you want to connect with them on Facebook or no, not yet?
Baby steps, Kate.
I know, right?
I'm getting there.
Then I would do most of your communication through email.
Okay.
And we can talk after. I would, like, if you were doing Facebook, I would suggest a Facebook event.
Okay.
Creating an event page, and I would give you a sample of like one that you could basically copy what I'd used, just make a different image. But you could still use that similar copy for an email. And so talk about kind of like what to actually say within that email.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Any other questions?
Do we ever do challenges that are open for men to join?
Yes.
I only asked that because I have a former Marine and I added him to my last group, and then I was like, I kicked him out because I was like, I'm sorry. So now I look, it's private challenge group with him. It's just me and him in the group. It's fun and it's working or whatever. And he's not even doing a Beachbody program, but he's gained all this weight and he wants to get better and I want to help him. So we're doing this, but I would love to add him to a real challenge group so he gets more motivation.
Sindel, what were you going to say?
I was just gonna say I run couples ones,
Oh,
like
fun.
often, but I've done couples and they're a lot of fun. But my husband, who is like, he is not gonna coach at all. He wants nothing to do with this, but he's always like, I should just get a group going with my guy friends. I'm like, I will run one for you. Like, let me do it. So I really want to this summer or even maybe fall. Like I am planning an all men's group. So if you could coach one that's like all men's with me, I would love that.
Yes, that would be awesome.
And they probably would listen more to you from Marine versus me.
I keep trying to like go through and add people to my Facebook. You know, you're supposed to make 5 new contacts a day or whatever. And all of mine are like former Marines. And I was like, I can't, it'd be great to connect with these people, but I can't really invite you to my challenges because it's all kind of for the women.
Whatever
Definitely, you can invite them to the full challenge.
Yeah.
Just make sure that like most of the scripts are like, hey ladies.
Yes.
And I do have to be honest, when there is one guy in the group or whatever, it is harder for women to feel more vulnerable.
Well, and to share their pictures and stuff.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. So you have to, I mean, that it's just what it is. Sometimes it's not like that. I did one couples challenge and I was surprised, but it was because it was couples maybe that people more willing to share. Maybe it'd be cool to like challenge everybody to get like invite a few guys and then we could all throw them into one guys group.
We'll do that in the future.
That way we'd have enough for like an actual group instead of like,
Yeah.
Even if there's 3 people, that's enough for a group.
Right.
I remember some of my first groups were like 2 or 3 people and me. It's just like how it, so.
Honestly, some of my most fun groups have been ones that have guys in them because there's a different dynamic there and they're hilarious. Like you guys will see in like our Forever Fit and Fiercely Balanced group or whatever, Jason Ulmer, he signed as coach. I hope one day he really does coach, but he's hilarious and he could care less if it's all women or not. Like he doesn't be the only guy, but invite him, you never know. And one thing I had to get over when I was doing a few groups that was guys and girls, and granted, if it's mostly girls, it's easier. But the ones that I've had that weren't couple groups that were almost 50-50, I've only had one person that was like, I didn't realize there was guys in this group. I can't post a picture without a shirt. And I'm like, that's fine. But that's like, I had 5 other guys that I would have been holding up instead of just letting, saying, oh, sorry, you can't be in it because she's uncomfortable. And it was definitely an internal thing with her. I'm like, you don't have to throw a picture. And she really struggled through a few more challenges until she wrapped it around her own head. Like, it honestly was a large part of it. I think people that are ready, they're going to jump in and do it no matter what, versus the people that aren't, if that makes sense.
Got it.
Yeah, I completely agree with that, Cymbal. Like, don't hold somebody else back because of, you know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
I include them. And as long as, like, who's ever coaching it with you knows that, so that they make sure to write, so they feel comfortable. So it's not like just ladies, because I tend to do that even sometimes, like, with our team. And we have awesome guys on our team. So just that, like, mentality is hard to make sure that you're talking to both. Any other questions?
Just put it in our team page. If you're like, hey, I have a guy that wants to, does anybody else? And we'll all sit and invite.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Any other questions?
I can't wait to go back and rewatch this to see what actually the challenge is.
Oh, well, I'll post the documents in, I don't know. Well, I'll post them in the team page, but then we'll create a group. We could do a group or message thread. It's not supposed to add more time to you. It's literally just for accountability, and then to win some prizes. So it makes it fun. So invite your teams as well. If you have anyone on your team that also would be interested, the more people that we can help, the better. And again, our monthly team goal is to help 50 new people, because that's like the awesome piece about a team, is that we can reach way more people together than we ever can alone. So let me make sure. I feel like there's some things I wanted to share with you that was like housekeeping stuff, but I just check the June calendar. Again, I'll be adding an Emerald in a Day training. The calendar usually works so that we have 2 coaching opportunity events each month. One will be next week, and then one will be they're like every other week. So if you're interested in helping leading those, we would love your help. It helps you step outside of your comfort zone, even if you're new. It can be, so we can make it, the easier side of it. And even if you don't have anybody participating, it's just good, a good way to step outside of your comfort zone. And then we have a coach training that always starts at the end of the month. And our team call is once a month. So it's pretty consistent as you look at that calendar every month. But if you see anything missing or something that you want to add, or take the initiative and let's do it. So just because there's a calendar up there doesn't mean that those are the only things. So you can always run your own challenge groups, host anything that you want to host, or invite people from the team to do it with you. It's just an option for you to have as well. Okay.
Just a side note, I did one of the live power hours with Kate and a couple others last week, and it was, I didn't know what to expect at all, and it was during my lunch break at work, so I was trying to keep it all quiet, but it was awesome, and I got so much accomplished in such a short amount of time, and I was like, oh, that's what a power hour is. It was really only a power 40 minutes, but we got everything done.
Yes, thank you for bringing that up, because I forgot to mention that. There are, we have a group, sorry, I feel like we have tons of groups. We have a group for live power hours. So if you want to be involved, it's optional. Basically, I know that I'm on there 4 times for June, so once a week. And what I do is I pop on, and it's a working call. So I'll set a timer and we'll say, okay, we're going to invite for the next 10 minutes. And everybody, it goes through exactly what we do each day. And what has worked for a lot of coaches in order to grow their businesses, and you could legitimately do it in that short period of time. So I'll post the link to that group again, because I'm sure there's a lot of new coaches that have joined that haven't seen it, because it's scrolled towards the bottom. So I'll post that again. There's no obligation. You don't have to be on. I'll do it even if I'm the only one on, because it helps me stay accountable. So just another option for you.
And it's nice that there's a large group of people that are doing it, because it's always interesting seeing what other coaches do and how they host theirs.
Yes.
And you might get a little bit of, oh, that's the kind of script they did, or oh, that's where they were inviting from, and adding people. It's just nice to see what everybody else does, and then really make it your own for your own power hour.
Yep. Okay. If there's no other questions, thanks for coming on live. I so appreciate it, because otherwise I record them I should stop recording while I say this, but whatever. Otherwise I record these by myself, and that's never really fun. So I always appreciate it when you come on live. It means that like you're supporting me and like whoever is leading the call. So whenever you can get on live, please do that. It means the world to whoever is presenting. And I am excited for you guys and excited for June, and I will leave it there if there's no other questions.
Good luck with your move.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, talk to you later. Bye.